Welcome to Lamport Stadium. We're here, ready to play Betfred Championship Round 21, Batley versus Toronto Wolfpack. Brian, Toronto Wolfpack picked up the championship last week. How were the celebrations?
Oh, they were short-lived because we've got a bit of the competition still to go, Jamie. A thrilling day for everybody at the club, a thrilling time, a massive achievement. I'm not underestimating the efforts of the players or the club or the fans, but there's bigger and better things to look forward to in relation to the prospects of the Wolfpack. But it was a great day at the office last week and a justifiable reward for a lot of hard work on a lot of people's behalf.
Great. And what are you expecting from Batley today?
Oh, they'll aim up. We get some smoke and mirrors sometimes before the game. Clearly, again, they're coming with 16 players on the bench. I was speaking to their coach last night at 24 players a week before. 4 freaky injuries, including breaks. 2 people that couldn't get off work commitments, which has made them short-staffed a little bit there. But I've just had a look at their top 13 and the bench, a couple of the kids on the bench, etc. Boy, they'll have a dig. They're a good team and renowned for the reflection of their great coach who played for England and Great Britain, Matt Diskin. They'll be hard to beat. They'll come here and fancy their chances because they've gone under the radar a little bit.
And Matt Diskin had a distinguished career. Have you ever coached Matt himself?
I picked him for the national side once, and he got injured in the first 5 minutes. They didn't play for a year, so he had an element of misfortune in that respect. But he was in and around the top players in the game, and he'll bring that spirit that he brought to all the teams he played in and has coached subsequently, and a deal of nous as well. He's an intelligent guy, so he'll clearly get this Bulldogs team fired up for today.
And the Bulldogs, they're a tough side, but they are sitting just outside that top 6. There's a bit of a split between the top 6 and the bottom 6. What do you think are some of their strengths that they really need to play to?
Well, after today, there's only 2 rounds to go. So what that means is the strengths they'll play to is generally their middle people. They've got some big guys out there, but a couple who are missing, unfortunately, today. So he'll have to change a little bit and run around and play a little bit of fast football if he can, and I'm sure he's thinking about that. But that bottom 6 split that we're getting in the competition, they're at the top of that, so they're the best of that 6 that are fighting, staving away, not wanting to be in that mix-up at the end of the year to avoid relegation. So they're going to have to get their points right, and part and parcel of that, they just can't come here and disrespect the fact they can get 2 points today.
Okay, I think we're going to throw it down to Sam now. Sam has an interview with Dom Brambini.
Thank you, Jamie. I'm standing by with Dom Brambini from the Batley Bulldogs. Dom, talking about your game last week, you faced the Lee Centurions. What are you guys taking away from that match and kind of applying here today to come out with a win?
Yeah, we played Lee last week. We lost the game, obviously, but we're playing against another full-time team this week, and it's going to be tough for us. We just got to dig in at times like this when you're over here. It's been a long journey for us, and we're a bit short on numbers, but like I say, we're just going to dig in and give it us all, really.
Dom, speaking about making a travel over here, how's Toronto been for you and the experience of playing over here today?
It's been really good. Obviously, we had a bit of a delay in the airport on the way coming, so we're 4 hours delayed, and then when we arrived, it's like you're in a different place. It's absolutely fantastic, and we went to Niagara Falls yesterday. I had a day out there with the boys, and it was great. And all the boys are really looking forward to playing here today. It's a good experience for us, and like I said before, we're just going to dig deep and give it us all today.
Dom, we appreciate your time. Best of luck in the game. Back to you, Jamie.
All right. Quinn Nawadi, young, promising Canadian player playing for the Toronto Wolfpack, not in the squad today. What have you seen of him, and where do you think he'll go in the future?
Well, it's hard to miss because he's up there in the clouds, and when you're short like me, it's difficult. I get neck strain speaking to him. He's had a couple of games elsewhere in the division. Down at London Scholars trying to give him some game time. I think he'll feature again before the year's out for us this year. He's working really, really hard with the boys in training, so I'm pretty confident he'll want to get off the training park and show his ways out here. We have high hopes and aspirations for him, and developing him is one of our major intentions.
He's an interesting product, isn't he? He's Māori descent. His parents from New Zealand, but he's been brought up in Canada. He has a thick Canadian accent, and he's a talented prospect, isn't he?
Well, he's also got the tribal tattoos, so when you see the boy stripped, you think he's full on Maori and a New Zealander, and you're thinking he's got all the hallmarks of a world-class physique, world-class player, great attitude with a Canadian accent. So that's quite strange at first, the way he carries the ball and when he handles the ball is quite natural for him too. But at the end of the day, the proof of the pudding is in the eating, as they say, and he's going to have to get that and make his worth and show his worth for this team.
Excellent. Well, I'm certainly looking forward to seeing him play in the future. We'll throw it back to Sam.
Thanks, Jamie. Alongside Toronto Wolfpack's Quinn Nawati. Quinn, facing off against the Batley Bulldogs today, what do you think the keys are to keeping the momentum going that the Wolfpack have created this season?
We've been talking all week about our defense, so that's going to be massive for us in every part of the field, just making sure that we're physical, and we've done a lot of hard work throughout the week on that, so that's definitely the biggest thing.
Quinn, it's Heritage Day today, so we're celebrating rugby heritage at the Den today. You're a Canadian rugby player. What heritage are you celebrating here?
Probably St. Michael's University School Blue Jags in Victoria, my high school team. So everyone who's worn the jersey, it's definitely got a lot of prestige throughout everyone, all the alumni that have worn it, everyone to our grad class and the grad class of this year. So.
Well, Quinn, thank you so much. We appreciate your time.
No worries, thank you very much.
We'll send it back to you, Jamie.
And Matt Diskin there, we spoke about him earlier. You've had a chance to coach him. You gave him a shot, and you know he's really going to be putting everything into this game. Batley, first time here in Toronto. What really do you think they're going to need to do to stop this white-hot form of the Toronto Wolfpack?
Well, they're going to have to look after the ball. It's quite simple. If they give free possession to the team in white today, they'll struggle. There's no secret to that. They've got to be extremely disciplined. They can't afford to give penalties away. Those two things will get them into the game. If they can manage to find themselves a start, or if they're near on the scoreboard after 10, 15 minutes, again, that will galvanise them and give the energy to keep going on with the game. So those three things to me, I'm sure Coach Diskin's talking about in relation to playing the Wolfpack. Don't give them any free ball. Don't be ill-disciplined. And make sure you play to our pan and kicking the ball extremely well will be vital. Now they have Don Brambani back this year, who's been missing for about 8 weeks with a foot problem. He's pivotal to what they do and what they don't do. Is it a big ask today for him to come out after 8 weeks off and kick the ball miraculously well? Probably, but that's what coach will be expecting.
Okay, I think we're going to throw to Sam now. Sam's with Coach Paul Rowley.
Thanks, Jamie. Standing alongside head coach of the Batley Bulldogs, Matt Diskin. Matt, coming over to Toronto, firstly, welcome to Toronto, and how's your experience been like?
It's been great so far. We've come a long way, and like most teams from a part-time nature, we want to make the most of the experience, make it a memorable one for the boys that have come in the group, because we might not have this opportunity again.
Coming over here and playing the Toronto Wolfpack, what do you think the biggest challenges will be of today's game, and how do you plan to overcome them?
Yeah, we've got a few at the moment. Obviously, we've come here quite threadbare at the moment. We're short on numbers. We picked up 4 injuries, potential long-term injuries last week, which ruled us out and left us short on numbers this week. So that's going to be a tough task initially. Toronto's got a big set of forwards, and by looking at the team sheet, they've gone heavy on the bench as well. They're going to come try exploit our middles and take advantage of the lack of numbers we've got. We've got to have some courage about us front up. Put it on Toronto's toes and ride the wave and see how far it takes us.
We appreciate your time here today. Best of luck out on the turf.
No problem. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We'll send it back to you, Jamie.
Matt Diskin. Sorry, that was the interview with Matt Diskin. Now we're going to throw it to Paul Rowley.
Thanks, Jamie. Alongside head coach of the Toronto Wolfpack, Paul Rowley. Paul, last week, won the Shield, raised it and captured it. This week, facing the Batley Bulldogs. What do you think the biggest challenges of today's game is, and is the pedal still down to the metal?
Yeah, I mean, it has to be still down to the metal, but doing that week in, week out is the challenge. And obviously playing Batley, who we've had a tough game against them previous in the year, and they're a good side, so Batley are the challenge.
For the viewers watching at home, who on the Batley squad are you guys watching out for as a key component in a possible win for them?
Yeah, I think they've got Brambini there as an halfback who's been around a long time now. He's a fantastic championship player. They've got Davian at 9 who's very, very quick. So they're another proud side, proud Yorkshire side, and they'll come all guns blazing. In particular, starting 13 is very, very strong. So we're in for a tough challenge.
As always, Paul, we appreciate your time. Best of luck in the game. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll send it back to you, Jamie.
Brian, with the Toronto Wolfpack having sewn up the championship, what do you think Rowley will be expecting from his team today?
I was going to squeeze them a lot. I think those small disciplines that coaches talk about, the little bits of the game, being more specific, being more intense in a lot of their actions, recognising that, yep, there's an opposition in front of the team today, but self-improvement is everything that team's about towards getting ready for the big show at the end of the year, the playoffs, which I'm sure we'll speak about later. That doesn't disrespect Batley, that probably gives them the ultimate respect. This team, the Wolfpack, has to be better in relation to what they're going into.
Thank you, Brian. We're going to take it to a break.
Toronto Wolfpack Rugby is presented in partnership with Air Transat. Vacation is calling. Maple Leaf Diamonds, true Canadian treasures. And Tech Savvy, 20 years of being different in a good way.
The Wolfpack now defend the Den Shield. Teams will come in and try to make a name for themselves by beating the Alpha Dogs in the division. But the Pack has become the Betford Championship League winners for a reason. and you are about to see why Rugby League starts now.
Toronto Wolfpack Rugby is presented in partnership with Air Transat. Vacation is cooling. Well, it's an overcast day here at Toronto at Lamport Stadium, but it's hot and humid. Don't let the grey skies fool you. We have an injury to Josh McCrone for the Toronto Wolfpack. Brian, how's that going to affect the team?
Well, he's been missing for the last couple of weeks. His wife's had a baby, if the truth be known, and I think sometimes you've got to go back and witness that thing and be a part of it. Modern families, it's absolutely outstanding for him. He'll be back in the fold next week. We picked up a couple of late injuries to Kay and to Russell, you know, the exciting wingers that have been around all season. So Nick Rawsthorne jumps in with Adam Hickson, and so we're excited. It's still a good team that's going out there today.
Yeah, and how do you think the combination between Brierley and Wallace has been with the absence of McCrone?
Yeah, pretty good. It's been seamless, really. I mean, the three of them are competent players and understand the system. Clearly looking for their best form towards the end of the season. They'll be tested today. Yeah, everything is tickety-boo. What you hope for is that you get through these remaining few games without more injuries, you know, and more problems. But we've got a good quality squad. And that's the exciting thing about the Wolfpack. I think the challenge for them today is that this is the first time it's still warm and it's humid, you know. It's one of those, so I've got to go have another crack at our lovely Canadian brothers, and it's 22 degrees but feels like 33. It's one of those, the humidity is high, isn't it? Anyway, Jamie, you live here, so it's probably up near 40. So whilst it appears a little bit overcast and there's a little bit of weather in the air which might affect the ball, might make it humid. Bloke here coming to give us a weather report out of the sky. There's a temperature, 24 degrees. Humidity, 79 degrees, you see, but it's not 79 degrees C. So the weather, yeah, look at those, they're fantastic.
Yeah, it's certainly a lot warmer than the 24 that it's saying. I've been sweating in here in this box here for a while now, and it's been a very lovely Toronto summer, hasn't it? How have you been enjoying the summer, Brian?
Yeah, a lot of people, a lot of my friends ring me up and say you're on holiday. I promise you there's a little bit of work going on in between, but the weather's been unbelievable, between probably 27 and 33 most days, and very sunny, so it makes anywhere pleasant, doesn't it? This is the first probably cloudy day we've had for a game for a long time, and but we're still getting numbers. I've seen a couple of Batley flags out in the stand there as well. I met a lot of Batley people last night, about 80 or 90, so they've travelled in numbers. I hope they're going to enjoy the experience. It doesn't seem to have dampened the ardour of the beer tent on the ends there, so we've got 1,000, 1,500 in there. We've got the stand over this side, which is normally the shaded side where everybody gathers. It might be a more even spread, so we're talking about how the crowd's going to spread out. But the weather is humid, and you know, we've experienced a little bit when it has been that humid against Dewsbury. The ball gets a little bit, what's the word? Slippy, humid, spongy, the ball, so they come up with a few errors.
And here we have the away lineup for the Batley Bulldogs, and we've got Davey at the back there, and Holland and Harrison, Brown, Day and Farrell making up the forwards. And the team lineups are brought to you by Tech Savvy. And the half there, we have the captain, Don Brambini, we have Leake, Crooks and Galbraith in the centres, Scott Tomlinson on the wings, and Farrell at the back there.
Well, don't be deceived there, Jamie, and don't let our watchers be deceived there. Galbraith will probably feature on the wing along with Tomlinson, and the boy Scott's been in sensational form. You just look out for him. He's quick and he's fast, and that's the bench that they brought with. Bit of a story on number 44, Danny Morn, who's come out of retirement to play today. I'm sure he'll be regretting that decision after about 15 minutes, but he's a great bloke and he's aiming up.
Yeah, had a game or two against Danny Morn way back in 2008, so that's you know, telling you his age, I've since well retired, and he's still on the paddock having a go. So good on him for putting the boots back on and having a dig for Batley.
As I say, he might regret that decision in this humidity, but he was always a top player, as you know, if you played against him, Jamie, and he'll give as much as he possibly can when he's out there. So, but.
And here's today's Tech Savvy Toronto Wolfpack lineup. We've got at hooker, Beswick, Ashton Sims and Darcy Lussick at the props. We've got Dixon and Patterson, the second row, and Hopkins on the back there. And in the halves, we have Briley and Wallace, as spoken about. Stanley and Greg Worthington in the centres. Rawsthorne and Hickson on the wings. And Gaz O'Brien at fullback.
Yep, familiar lineup there. Hackers, Krasnicki, Buchanan, Sidlow, so three really large blokes, and the speed of Hackers out the back. And I think that'll be a worry for Coach Diskin. He's got a couple of big blokes missing. And I'm confident one of the challenges for Batley today will be to handle the middle players of the Wolfpack.
I've been very impressed with Ackers this season. Brian, can you tell me a little about him? I understand he's a young player. Was at London Broncos, is that right, last year?
He was scouted by the Wolfpack and the staff, and we spoke about it, became available, we signed him. He has a bit of zip and a bit of electrifying pace in and around the ruck. He's exploited many, and we've been a great acquisition for us and a great bloke too. And here we see the league tables for 2018. Wolfpack top of the pile and right down 7, top of that bunch of 6 that they want to keep on top of there, just underneath the Centurions and the Batley Bulldogs.
As we see the Batley team coming on to the field now, just getting ready for the national anthems. Today's anthem will be sung by Madison Hurrell.
Well, everybody enjoys this side of the experience. Jamie, we've come a long way, the English boys, and they'll enjoy this. But the main event is getting stuck into the opposition. I'm sure they're wanting to make an impression. And they're lining up behind the Union flag and await the arrival of the Wolfpack team.
The crowd slowly building here. We'll be expecting a warm reception for the Wolfpack team as they're about to enter the field, just waiting for the last Batley of the Batley players. And here they are, Toronto Wolfpack, led by their captain, fierce prop, Ashton Sims. And it's a great touch there, as you've said, holding the hands of the young players, having a chat with them. I'm sure it's going to be a highlight for them for many years to come.
Well, rugby's a great family game and a great game for kids and a great game for women, and there was an advertisement at the start of the game for all the disabled activities going on in rugby, so thriving here in Toronto.
We've got the aptly themed highway to the danger zone going along in the background. Maybe this match will be a bit of a danger zone for one, perhaps both teams. Here we go with Madison Hurrell singing the anthems.
God save our gracious Queen, long live our noble Queen. God save the Queen. Send her victorious, happy and glorious, long to reign over us. God save the Queen. Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love. glowing hearts, we see thee rise, the true north, strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Brilliant rendition, wasn't it, for the anthem? But look at the fans pouring into the Lamport again. Still can't get over that weird Torontonian thing where they all rock up when they want 5 minutes before or 5 minutes after, but both stands even down the shady side, which isn't shady today, only with the clouds, still full of packed. And then the other side, a lot of Batley fans. And one day I'll learn which is the east and which is the west and be able to explain the difference between the two, Jamie.
Yeah, it took me a couple of years to get that right, but I'm very familiar now. As we see here with the kickoff for Batley, looks to be number 25 there, which is Isaac Farrell.
Yep.
Jamaican international is Isaac Farrell. He played in the World Cup qualifiers against Canada in 2015. Yep. Here we go, here's the kickoff.
His brother's playing in the back row.
Darcy Lussick with the first hit up. Slowly to his feet. Sims. Monstered by 3 or 4 tacklers there. Hopkins, what have we got? We've got a penalty here. Looks like a strip.
I was just about to compliment Batley about their vigour at the start from the kickoff, and we spoke about them being disciplined earlier. Play 3 penalty against us, stripping the ball on Sam Hopkins. Probably not what they wanted to start the game with.
No, certainly not. Don't want to give the territory to the Wolfpack this early in the match. Let's see what they can do here. Sims again. Down the short side again to Hopkins. Dummy runner was Lussick. Quick play of the ball. Beswick having a scoot. Good run. This could be a lost ball here from Beswick. Oh, he's played backwards. He's called backwards. Play on. Stanley.
Scrambling defence early from Batley has to be.
Good offload by Sims here to Beswick. Tackle 4 here for Toronto. Braley with the ball. Out the back to O'Brien. Slipping through, almost through. Last tackle, they'll be looking for a kick, maybe to the ear. It's a good kick. Great take by Patterson. Can they hold him up?
Great D, Batley.
Excellent defense by Batley. The kick was wonderful. The take was wonderful by Patterson. But he's been held up. Not many teams would do that against Big Patterson, would they,
He's
Brian?
a big boy, 6'5". Caught the ball clean. Pinpoint kick from Briley. Full credit to the Batley defence. They got there in numbers. He was over the line, wasn't he?
Just could not get the ball down.
Tomlinson and Crooks, and they all aimed up.
So Batley get the ball. It was the last tackle there. So Batley are taking it out from their 10-metre line. This is tackle 2 here. Here goes one of the Farrell brothers. Joel Farrell, this one. Here we go, Brambini, you spoke about, their captain back in the team, and Manning. just be looking to get to this kick here as Brambini receives it. He's kicked long, but straight down the throat of O'Brien. Beautifully positioned. Great leg drive there by Higson, going backwards, but facing backwards, but going forwards and getting the penalty to boot.
Yeah, it's a challenge for this Batley team, missing a couple of big blokes. They'll have to go on with this challenge, but that's Galbraith giving it away, and again they find themselves defending their own line. Early in this game, they'll have wanted a few errors from the Wolfpack. They'll have wanted a little bit of ill discipline from the Wolfpack, but 2 penalties on the bounce, and they're defending their own chalk again.
They can't afford to be ill-disciplined against this Wolfpack team. Here's Brearley having a hop and a skip. Here's looking at his options, goes to Lussick. Takes it up in the middle of the field. Got options both side. Come back to the right. O'Brien, nice ball for Higson.
To stop from there, they did.
They've got him over the sideline. The flag's up, there'll be a no try.
Brilliant defence from the boy Scott. Brilliant. Stripped them for numbers, went down the right-hand side. Briley finds the right pass. Higson's got to get low and get down.
Oh, it's an excellent tackle.
He had his foot in touch to Higson. He'll be disappointed. Yeah, well, he thinks he scored. Touch judge thinks differently, Adam. Get on with it.
So, 2 penalties that have cost Batley early on. However, their defence has been up for it early.
Yeah, they've shown great desire. Firstly on the kick from Briley on the last tackle, and then there they get beaten for numbers. Higson has to get in at the corner. And you have to say Scott came across with a fabulous tackle, putting his feet in touch. That's great.
Now they've got some hard work to do out of their own line though. Inside their own 5.
This boy's big boy, Tomlinson. Yeah, struggling to get him down there. He's fought like mad, and
he's certainly a big boy. Big boy for a winger. Nice little run, nice little dart there.
I think that's the boy David. Gets any opportunity to run, he will.
Good hit up again and behind the ruck.
James Harrison. And a penalty. Well, they were after a penalty for the last few times. They've got one, they've fought for one. That's about them being vigorous in and around the ruck.
Harrison really earned that penalty with a good run there and behind the ruck. Tried to get to his feet quickly. Now it's Batley's turn with the ball, and Toronto's turn to defend.
Boy Holland, Farrell with the ball.
Good tackle there on Brambini.
Yeah, welcome back to Rugby League, Dom.
I'm liking using the ball there, Batley. Lots of passes, some to the short runner, some out back. Looking on the inside, going wide.
There was a pass too much. Leak went to the line, tried to find a ball close to there. Couldn't drag it in. So now they've got some work to do.
And Wallace slices straight through. Wallace looking good. He could go all the way. He's
take him on, take him on, take him on. What a score from Blake Wallace. Oh, bang. Left foot step, gone. Home the wings. Boy, that's good to watch, isn't it? Full flight Blake Wallace. Still not sure about the haircut, but fabulous play. All an individual.
Seen him do this a number of times, hasn't he, with his left foot step here, boom.
I think he does Harrison and Holland in the same play, and he's gone. And then it's a foot race, because all he's got chasing him, I say all he's got chasing him, Farrell, and Farrell ain't going to get there. Scott must be defending in the line. Boom, through a hole, he's gone. And now it's a foot race. And unfortunately, that foot race can't be won by Isaac Farrell, unfortunately. Wallace too strong, too fast, too quick. Would that be the right expression, Jamie?
I think so. He just sliced him open like a hot knife through butter, didn't he? He just really, that left foot step, it's a weapon. It's often his strongest weapon.
You have to be careful because he goes off his right as well sometimes. So he's seen the hole between the back rower, Harrison, and Tommy Holland, and he's taking his opportunity. But it's so exciting to watch when he does that, isn't it?
Yeah, he's beautiful, wonderful player, great on his feet, strong with the ball in hand. As we see O'Brien here for the kick from the sideline. Looks good off the boot.
Oh. Must have drifted in the humidity. Let's have a look at this. It's great to watch this on. So watch the space that he goes. Side step, wow. Old boy Holland just can't get there. He tried in vain. It's actually Dane Manning he stepped inside. Not up in. And that's just pin your ears back and for the opposition.
So Batley here with a second kickoff of the game. Straight down O'Brien's throat again. Lussick. Oh! That did not look good. We've got a player down for Batley, number 4 there.
I think it's Jason Crooks. Yeah, he's all right.
Crooks is sitting up now.
He's a tough kid, Jason.
You heard the impact from the box, didn't you?
Oh. Oh. I don't know what else to say. Watch this. Sit with the
Lussick.
ball. Oh, he's got it all wrong.
Looked
He's
like
gone into his shoulder, on his chest and his face. I think he'll be all right. I don't think he didn't lose consciousness. We have great consciousness.
Looked like Malin on Malin, wasn't it?
Yeah. Couple
Head
of pumpkins.
clash.
Couple of pumpkins. I know. With all due respect, I know Darcy Lussick's got a fairly sizable Swede. Yeah, he's all right.
A lot of weight behind it, you think?
Oh, I wouldn't want to wait on one of those HGV weigh bridges. I'd like to have a head off. He'd be up there in the top 3, I think. Yeah, he's all right. They're going to bring him off. Concussion protocol. Excellent in rugby league now, the procedures. So the doctors and the physio say, yep, we'll get him checked out. Give him 15 minutes to come around. Got a bus slip to go with it.
So the tackle resumes. It's the first tackle of the set for Toronto. Go down the short side to Patterson. Nice straight at the half there. And he concedes a penalty. Does the Batley number 19, was it? 14 maybe?
Yeah, I think it's Alex Bretherton fresh off the bench. There's the penalty. And again, that's their 3rd one. Coach Diskin will be saying that'll be the last thing I told you to do, but it's real hard when you got big physical specimen. Here we see Sims rocking into the line again.
There we go, Briley out the back, O'Brien. Stanley, Hickson's got some space. Hickson steps in field, avoids the sideline.
Good scramble defence from Batley. Farrell again getting back there, making it this time.
They look shot out wide if they can shift the ball. Offload there from Hopkins, I think. Lussick with the ball. Sims, Patterson, just through the hands we go. And Worthington out wide. Does the business, gets the job done. Toronto Wolfpack's second try of the match. And it started with the break to Hickson on the right.
Well, there's the celebrations, but here's the money ball. Sam Hopkins that flicks it out to Lussick, who finds space. Clearly stripped for numbers. Sims, Patterson, Worthington won't score an easy try, but the money ball there for our viewers was from Sam Hopkins. Attracted 3 defenders when they were squeaking for space out there anyway. Once the offload came, it was a question of just pushing it through their hands, and Worthington had the easy job. The money ball for sure was the offload from Sam Hopkins.
So again, it's on the back of a penalty there from Batley, and that's 3 now. In the middle of the tackle count, so it's giving the Wolfpack another opportunity with the ball in hand in their half. They can't afford to be doing this all game.
Well, we'll get to talk about it a lot where they're at the moment if they do.
O'Brien with a kick. His first kick just faded. Looked like it was across the face of the post. It's his second attempt here. Swung it the other way.
Well, is it an in-swinger or an out-swinger? Ball straight, guys, ball straight. Here's the replay, here's the money ball. Hopkins attracts 3 defenders with the offload, and unfortunately just strips them for numbers. Bram Barney can do nothing, and certainly Tomlinson can do nothing. Clearly, the impact on league finishes about going through the hands. It's just catch and pass. And whilst not being disrespectful, you'd expect them to score in that position.
Here's a kickoff from Farrell. It's a high one, deep one to O'Brien, making him work a little bit harder. Sims with the hit up. Oh, and Sims with the offload. Nice offload by Sims.
Well, it's not expected there, and Hopkins has done what he does best, has
Quick
taken
play
the
at
most
the
of it
ball.
and made meters.
Got them going backwards. Lost it to the ground. Sims again for a second carry of the set. Hopkins has been busy early. Bezic taking it in for a scoop from dummy half. Last tackle here. Going down the short side to O'Brien. Puts a kick up. Batley is underneath it, but we have a penalty for a late hit.
Well, I think he's saying Brad Day took O'Brien on his saying he was caught in the air. He must be saying that the kicker was attacked whilst he was in the air, so there's another penalty, just what Batley don't need.
And it was a good set by the Wolfpack. They just roll their sleeves up right down the middle of the field there. Got to a kick. Now they've got another set. Hopkins again.
Great expression. He's definitely been busy.
Riley, long ball from Bezic. They're calling players left. But they go right to Briley. Briley with a long ball. Stanley, Stanley,
Could be hard to stop from there.
Stanley. Chase Stanley. Too strong. A little bit of footwork. A little bit of a shimmy, shuffle. Gets on the outside of his player. Just leaves him in his wake.
Yeah, well, Ryan Briley gives him a one-on-one here. Watch how he isolates Stanley and thinks Galbraith is in the centre trying to defend that, and it just isn't strong enough or quick enough. Chase Stanley sees that, stops in, jumps in and out. See the footwork. Yeah, he's disappointed with himself, is young Galbraith. Expected to make that tackle, but Chase Stanley is a big boy and he stutter steps, so puts a defender in a difficult position mentally. Do I go or don't I go? And when you got that time to think of it, he's over the line. So penalties is really the downfall, as well as the skillful play of the Wolfpack at the moment, Jamie.
Yeah, that's right. They're giving them too many opportunities with the ball, and all in the danger zone and their Batley's own 40 metres. And that's exactly where you want to be attacking if you're a Toronto Wolfpack player, isn't it? O'Brien this time from the sideline, close to the sideline from the other side. 0-2 right now. There he goes. He's curled around nicely this one. He's got this one. 1 from 3. Takes the score to 14 points to 0. Toronto Wolfpack over the Batley Bulldogs.
Well, here's the play. Riley picks out Stanley. He's got a one-on-one. So Scott's in the centre. Galbraith has to make that play, just too strong in the hips there. Chase Stanley.
Here we go, the familiar position of the kickoff to Batley. And Sims again.
Well, no disrespect, but that's been Batley's best play at the moment, the kick-off. They're better than that, and they've shown touches. They've just got to put a string of 60s together to give themselves a chance, Jamie.
Oh, they just can't afford to give another penalty away, can they? They've
Well,
got to be disciplined here. Get off him when the referee asks them to. They cool move, and this could be a penalty here.
No.
Close to. Sims out to Wallace, to O'Brien. O'Brien show and go. O'Brien's through. He's got inside support. Blake Wallace is in for an early double. This time he goes under the sticks. O'Brien doing the damage.
Well, super football. Laid the platform at the middle. Big blokes, Lussick, Sims, and if you got one feeling of hope for this Batley team is they got 3 or 4 of those big blocks not in their team that would have helped. So there's Wallace at the line and Dane Manning trying to jump in and Brambani to solve it, which gives Wallace the opportunity to go through, feeds. So O'Brien that goes through and Wallace backs up after his pass. So there's Wallace's pass to O'Brien. He's past Brambani, he's past Manning. He's still going. And unfortunately Isaac Farrell can't get there, and there's 4 or 5 white jumpers in the frame. Blake Wallace, they probably passed to him because of his Guinness haircut. But he's there, and there were numbers there, and that's a super try.
And that's a great sign for a great half, isn't it? When they pass the ball and they don't give up on the play, they back their outside men to take the ball through the line, and they support on the inside, and all he had to do was catch the ball and run unopposed to the try line.
Yeah, sounds easy.
Now Brian, he'll be liking this one from in front. No troubles there. So just 16 minutes into the match, and we have the Toronto Wolfpack at 20 now. Batley 0.
Well, they need to give themselves a chance, Batley. If they want to be in this game in any way, shape or form, the next 5 minutes is crucial. They've got to get into the mix. They haven't given themselves a chance because they're not in the mix. As I said before, I wasn't being disrespectful, but this is their best play at the moment, the kickoff. He's nailing them. They're going where they should.
Here's Sims again, and now they're looking to throw the ball early. Wallace under pressure though. Good defense
read.
there,
Good
and
read.
they might put him
Good
into
read.
the end
And that's
goal.
the play I was talking about. That's the play I was talking about. Great read from Batley. Caught Wallace on the hop. They're trying to shift the ball, get on the outside. Manning's there this time, I think, with. And that gets them the reward. They get 6 plays in the Wolfpack half, so full credit to Batley there. They've been on the first 16 minutes, they've copped a pounding physically, and their chance to dish them out with the ball now.
Here we have the goal line, drop out, straight to Farrell. Out to Harrison,
Nice
up the
offload.
way.
Right there.
Here you go, coming back the short side. Goal break. And they have the penalty for the strip there.
A bit of time in possession is what Batley need. Get themselves into it. James Dave here with the ball.
Harrison again.
Get that in here.
Davey looking both ways. Goes out to Farrell. Good ball by Farrell. Good straight line there. Out to Brambini. Brambini dummies. Goes back on the inside. Good rushing defense by the Wolfpack. Davey into dummy half. You heard the thud on that tackle. Okay. Out the back again.
Ooh, nice read.
Well read by Stanley. He had no chance, Farrell.
And that's all on the kick now for Brambani.
And well taken, is it? No, it's
Checking
being
goal, or did
grounded.
he jump from the field of play? And it's Nick Rawstorm with the catch. Adjudicated he jumped from the field of play. So if he did that, they've tackled him in goal. Brilliant play in Batley, 6 more plays.
Brambani there with the kick.
I think Worthington pleading that he came from the in goal. He jumped from the in goal, but nope, refs on the spot. Johnny on the spot. Nah, 6 more plays. Defended 6, do another 6. Just that thing we were talking about for Batley to make sure that they get a foothold.
Big kick there, just over halfway. Back to Harrison.
He's not been scared, has he, so far? Harrison has carried the ball plenty as well.
To Alistair Leake.
Yeah, they're going to important part to play. Davey and Leake today.
Had a Howe call then, he's passed the ball late. They just get the ball back there and play the ball. Number 16 is Michael Ward.
Yeah, tough guy.
Farrell.
Good position here for Batley. Good attacking position.
There you go, Brambani out the back. League juggles, secures the ball, but nowhere to go.
Yeah, you have to say it's vigorous defence as well from the Wolfpack. So any trick kicks for Batley. Manning, does he realise it's last play? Yeah, Manning. No, he doesn't.
You'd have to think he wasn't aware of his last tackle, but not the worst position to be in. 10 metres out in the corner of the Wolfpack. Obviously would have liked to get to a kick.
Well, let's see if they can back their efforts up now with a bit of energy in defence. Remember, the last 4 or 5 sets they've managed to incur the blow of the whistle and to restrict territory from the white jumpers.
It looks like we have a couple of substitutions on for the Wolfpack there, Brian.
Yeah, I think I've certainly heard Adam Sidlow's name made. And Jack Buchanan, I think he's also on the field. Which leads me to believe there'll be Sims have been hoiked and Darcy Lussick maybe.
That's an Air Transat substitution. It looks like Vacation is calling for Adam Sidlow. Here we go, Patterson with the kick.
That's a try.
This could be a miracle try. Patterson puts it on toe. Yes, it's been awarded. Love to see the replay here.
Well,
great work from Patterson.
What a change from the coach. 3 people on, including Krasniki. Tomlinson can't clean up the kick. Worthington gets up, bats it back. Corey Patterson must have been watching the World Cup of football. Kicks it through for Nick Rawson, who's on the fly. Easy as that. There's Wallace. He's great kick. Worthington out jumps him. Corey catches the flip back. Great touch on his kick. Nick Rawson gets it down.
It was a great piece of skill by Patterson, really, wasn't it? He caught the ball from the bat down, over his head from Worthington. And then, as you're saying, 6'5", that ball's way up on the sky, brings it down to his toe, gets perfect kick. Rawson just has to put it down.
Well, Batley done everything right. You know, they defended a set, they defended a yardage set for the first time. Put the ball on the boot, nice high kick from Blake Wallace. Unfortunately, the boy Tomlinson was out-jumped by Greg Worthington, who batted it back to Corey Patterson, who put a nice little chip through, nice little, wasn't even a sand wedge, was it? It was like a pitch and roll kind of affair. A great skill.
O'Brien kicking from the sideline once again here. It's through. It looked like it was fading, but it's through the post.
It's the in-swinger.
So he's out of the 2 points there. Toronto Wolfpack leading Batley 26 points to 0. And what do you think? Do you think Patterson will be telling Coach Rowley that he's a kicker now after that one?
Tell him what he wants. He won't get the job. Wallace and Briley doing a decent job with that. There's Sidlow fresh off the bench. We talked about that. Krasniki's also on the field. Well, Hopkins must have come off as well. A penalty, gosh. Ward and Harrison there adjudicated to it. Infringed. O'Brien to the sideline. Another attacking set for the Wolfpack.
So it really has been a clinical display from the Wolfpack so far. Don't think I recall any drop ball. Hickson went out over the sideline.
No,
once.
You're right. Control the ball. Be disciplined.
Sidlow to Wallace here. Wallace
Execute
O'Brien.
good
He
read
bounces
from
off one.
Yeah. Good read from Brambani. He'll hurt himself in the process, I think.
Slumping to the wing there. Sidlow again, taking it up.
Oh,
good
tackle.
legs tackle.
Good tackle. Ward, was it? Yep. Wallace again.
There. Wallace off his
off
left
again.
foot again, straight through, inside ball. Bob Bezic. It's all Blake Wallace. Bob Bezic backing up on the inside. Doss down, just beside the post.
Oh.
We
That's
talking
scything
about
football, isn't it? He just like he's a knife. A cold or hot butter. There's Wallace. There he goes. Picks his spot. Bit of a hole from the Acton half area. Bob Bezic pushing from, as you quite rightly say, the bloke that passed the ball is the nearest on the inside. Sees a hole in around the markers and backs himself.
They talk about young children at school and whatnot, talk about people breaking their ankles. If we have a look at this side step from Blake Wallace again here, where he certainly breaks the ankles of a Batley defender. I'm not sure who it is, but he goes tumbling down. And Wallace slices straight through.
Well, it'd be good to see this one end on. Well, it's been a clinical display with the ball. You're quite right, Jamie. Clinical.
And the kick successful to O'Brien. So we're just 25 minutes into the match. And it's 32 points to Toronto Wolfpack. 0 to Batley. And at this stage, it's just looking like the Wolfpack are just rolling through their sets. And just getting the ball to where it needs to be out wide. To the hot step of Wallace, or out the back to the hands of Briley, who gives it on the platter to Stanley. We see a little drop there backwards though from Dixon. It just doesn't look like stopping at the moment, does it?
No, but you have to understand that, albeit that Batley a few troops light, it's where they're light. The middle blokes, Lillycrop, Brown not playing, Rowe not playing. There's 3 names. Probably another one that I've missed, but when you look at the ammunition against them, there's a 40-20 attempt from Ryan Briley. Chases down there. Isaac Farrell cleans it up and then gets driven back 4 or 5 metres. And I think that's the aspect of the determined display that we're seeing from the white jumpers. They're trying to reinforce some defensive messages here, as well as how clinical we can be with their attack.
It was a very mature play by Briley, not getting carried away with all the points that the Wolfpack are scoring. Kicking early, letting Batley do some work out of their own end. But they've given away a penalty here.
Well, it's an intimation that someone's put their forearm on Leake's body.
Brambani
Bit of relief for
for
Batley. Got themselves some field position again.
When they've been down here, Noble, they haven't offered too much on attack. Where do you see a Wolfpack weakness? What do you think Batley need to do to give them a try-scoring opportunity?
They'll spend a bit of time here if they can with their kick. If they can't find a try-scoring opportunity with the kick, because they're going to have to be real good. There's Brambani looking through, and he's playing on. Brambani with a little right foot step gets himself through.
Farrell going to the line. The ball out of 2 hands. Batley goes short to Harrison. He's looked likely.
He had a one-on-one as well, and Krasniki creamed him. He had to, or he was over Harrison.
It's a great tackle, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Brambani going the other way. Right footstep, sorry.
He's not scared, is he, Dane Manning? He'll keep going. But again, you have to say, good defence from the Wolfpack. Last play, it's all on the kick. There's Brambani, nice
Little
touch, gets a
grabber.
ricochet, and O'Brien cleans it up. Dives down there with plenty of...
Oh, what's happened?
Somebody dropped it.
Looks like he's dropped it. Could be the first try for Batley. And it is. Might have gone through O'Brien's legs, or he's dropped it on the impact of the tackle. He's staying down, O'Brien.
Is it Farrell that's got it down yet? Gaz O'Brien's not looking too healthy there, is he? Something's gone on. Did he get winded and drop the ball? Let's see if we can get sneaky cameras in there to see what happened. Here's a kick from Brambani. Ricochets off Buchanan. He cleans it up. There's Gaz O'Brien. I can't quite see what's happening there. And I think he gets hurt and lets go of the ball.
Is it a,
And that's Brambani on the, I think, that picks it up. So here we go.
is it a one-on-one steal here?
Oh,
He
been
clutches
kicked
at his back
he
and
kicked
then...
in the back, let go of the ball, and I think it's Brambani that picks it up and just gets over the line, and referee's given a try.
It's an odd one.
Well, he's got winded or he's been kneed in the back and let go of the ball on the ground, I think, and I think the Batley players just picked it up. By the strict letter of the law, play on. Not happy.
If
Yeah,
it
not
stays
happy at
in
all.
his hands, though, Brian, should it not be deemed a tackle as soon as a hand's placed on him?
Yes. So it'd be interesting to see the repeat again, the referee. Let's clean this up, because you're right, Jamie. If he's got his hands on him and he's on the ground and he's tackled, tackle's complete. If he lets go of the ball, I'm sure you can just pick it up and put it down again. Well, they're on the score sheet anyway, and Farrell will actually add the extras. There he goes.
The crowd's cheering for the ball going onto the street into the middle of Toronto traffic.
You hit the tram.
Batley get the reward there. Nice little kick, grubber from Brambini.
Well, that's an interesting one, isn't it? But get on with it now. The referee has given it. I'm sure the captain has questioned it. I'm sure the coach will question it afterwards. Mate, the tackle was complete. What have you adjudicated there? Got injured. Let go of the ball. And I suppose by the strict letter of the law, if he's saying he's lost it in the process of making the tackle because he's let go of the ball. Oh, yeah. Well, it's offside. It was in front of it.
Yeah. O'Brien with the high kick off. It's been a juggle from the number 13 there, Bradley Day.
Yeah, he threw it, and he juggled it and threw it in front to Galbraith, so that's offside. So it was in front of the catcher, in essence.
So the Wolfpack get a penalty and an opportunity to hit straight back after Batley 6 points. Got something lined up to the left here. Bezic.
Oh.
Goes to Sidlow.
One of the
Straight
HGVs straight off. Battling muscle up and driving back. Scott involved in there.
Riley.
Krasniki.
Takes it to the middle of the field. Bezic looking both ways, goes left. Buchanan.
Here we
Good
go.
pick up, Brearley. O'Brien, quick hands. Good pressure though from Batley. He's rolled backwards. Hickson recovers the ball. So good defense this time by Batley, putting the pressure on Stanley, forcing an error. Hickson plays the ball slowly. Riley, Sidlow.
Last play. Is it on the kick? Are they going to run the ball? Well, there's your answer.
Riley.
Run the ball to Stanley, to Hickson, one-on-one. Offload, Stanley offload. Briley kick now. Patterson up. Bats it back. Play on this. Up. Juggle. Still play on. Last play. Nick Rawstone on the fly.
To the middle.
Somebody's not told him. It's last tackle. It's last tackle. It's last tackle.
I hate to say it, Brian, but is that a winger play or is that a winger play?
I'll let you tell him after the game, Jamie. Last tackle, mate. I'm sure they're all screaming at him, but he'd seen. I got the ball. I'm running.
He must have thought a Batley
Well,
player got a
well
touch
played,
to it.
Batley. They handled it, didn't they?
They did very well. Big defense there from the Wolfpack. Penalty against the team that play the ball.
I think somebody's had loose lips here. There you go, the referee. That's the indication that someone's gobbed off at the referee. You can't do that in this great game.
I think it was against the touch judge.
Oh, so he's told the touch
Sideline
one
official.
Same thing. The ones in the green jumpers, you're not allowed to swear at or talk badly to, Jamie. Don't make them cross. They'll just keep blowing their whistle all day. They'll blow the pay out the whistle. Can't do that. So pressure now again on their own line, Batley. They're all doing.
Sidlow, Wallace to Buchanan. Bezic goes left to Wallace. Wallace, short ball, and Patterson reaches out over the line, that big left arm. He gets it down. Wallace didn't need to use his step this time. He just gets the ball. It's a big Patterson.
It's just too hard, isn't it? I don't mean that disrespectfully, but that's great incision. That's great direct play. Corey Patterson, big man at the line, great grip on the ball. They think they've stopped him, and out comes the crane, the left arm crane, and it just keeps going and going and plonks the ball down. There you go, watch the crane. There you go, stopped him. Nah, my arm's too long. Gets the ball plonked over the line, got it free. Wallace again.
Wallace.
Patterson, Tomlinson and Brambani. Unfortunately, you just got to get off your line. You've got to do your best. You've got to throw everything. If you've got a kitchen sink, use that one as well. They're big people.
He's a real weapon on the edges, isn't he? Running at the smaller backs, as you mentioned, Brambani. Scrum half. Pretty tough. Has a little man trying to tackle a big man like that.
Well, coaches, you try and do that. You put big on little if you can offensively. So you've got to give the little bloke some help, and you've got to give him a strategy where we say, if you got this thing running at you, this is how you deal with it. Well, that's easier said than done. So Ryan Brierley taking on the kicking duties here. Gaz O'Brien still feeling the pinch. Is he successful?
Not quite.
Nah. He's got the outswinger going. In-swinger then. Here's a great view. So Wallace gives him a short ball. There's Patterson. Am I there? Yeah, I am. Tomlinson desperately tries to hoik the ball back in, but nah. Too big.
So we're back to a kickoff to Farrell once again. This time he's gone the other way. Straight to Patterson.
Good tackle, Dom. Nice shot.
Oh, we've got a forward pass here. Kick the ball from Bezic down the short side.
Tomlinson and Worthington having words. People running in, Ward running in, wanting to go on with it. Patterson giving him a shove, I'll see you later, in the chest. Some people smiling there, other people clapping. There's much ado about nothing. Forward pass at the end of the day. Batley head and feed at the scrum. Just the size of this Wolfpack team.
So the scrum feed here to Batley. They'll be looking for another try-scoring opportunity here.
Well, they need another player in the scrum. No, they got the. Yeah, they need another player in the scrum. They're going to get Tomlinson to feed it. Anderson joins it. Brambani with the ball, drops it off to Leake. He gets driven back 5 metres. Thank you very much, he says to Dom Brambani. Sidlow and Buchanan with the vigour. He's been tough, hasn't he, Day? He's got a crack, so he's got him going forward now, needs a win. Bezic with the tackle.
Here we go to Leake. Brambani. The show and go.
That goal was close, wasn't it?
Not much happening for him. Here we go, Farrell again. Oh. Out to Tommy Holland. JB goes left, leaks. Barrel does well to hold onto the ball. Big hit there by Chase Stanley. His last tackle, Brambini, a lot of pressure on him. Gets the offload though, great ball, 24 there. Running, well tackled. Well done O'Brien, stopping him in his tracks.
Well, it was Brambani, wasn't it? Made the incision. Holland took it on.
Yeah, it was a nice little ball from Brambani. Good offload on the last tackle. Good tackle there. Good contact made on Chris Nicky. Rawsthorne running it out. Stanley this time. Coming half. So it goes to Worthington. Worthington beats one. Got his arms free, takes the ball to ground. Sidlow crashes it up. Fifth tackle, Riley with an attempted spiral bomb. It's a wobbly one. Wing underneath it, does a great job.
Scott does well, he's played full back all year. Farrell has that duty today. Safe pair of hands, young Scott.
Good tackle. Hickson, aided by Stanley and Dixon. Out the back.
Scott's second carry, trying to get a bit of relief for this Batley team, make some meters, but pretty good line speed from the team in white. And again,
14 there.
Oh! Gosh, you think I'd never seen a tough tackle before. That's Sidlow and Buchanan with Bezic.
And he's hurt him, hasn't he? It's Harrison on the ground. Brambani with the with the step.
Yeah, I think it was Dane Manning that got bashed.
Gets the kick. And Hickson cleans it up. Down to the last minute. Hickson just down with a slight injury.
Bashed his thumb.
He's got a bit of tape to that right elbow, but it's like a shoulder. Clutching at a shoulder now. What do you think, Brian, the Wolfpack will do from here? I think
There's only a minute on the clock, isn't there? So I reckon they'll shape up. They'll have a look what happens on the next play, and they may have a crack, or they may go be confident in what they've been doing, because what they've been doing in the first half has been pretty successful, hasn't it? 36 up, drop ball under their own sticks is the only way they've been breached. So they'll be pretty happy with that. I think maintaining standards is a bit of a call at half-time for Coach Rowley. And I think for Matt Diskin, if he can clean up the discipline side of things, they've had a crack where they've had the ball, but they've got to have a bit more ball. It's too hard for them without the ball against this Wolfpack team.
Here's Hickson playing the ball. Tackle one, I believe. Rawsthorne. Taking it up. Let's see if they have one. More throw off the dice here. Beswick, good run. Riley to Buchanan. Struggle to put him on the ground. What's the call going to be here? We've got a penalty.
Hurry up,
Just
we've got 10 seconds to take it. They
might have to tap and go or take the two.
Hurry up, clock's running.
They do go for the kick. Can't
Hurry
end the game on a penalty. So
One
last
play. So just for our viewers in North America, even though the hoots is gone, they get one play.
Riley goes wide, Sidlow, Wallace, they rush up on him. He still gets the ball away. They've got numbers here, O'Brien. Quick hands from Worthington. Rawsthorne goes back inside. Worthington again. And puts a kick in, does he?
He does. Not quite as good as Patterson because he didn't have Rawsthorne flying there. Well done, Batley. Scrambled really, really well there. So a good first half from the Toronto Wolfpack. Dominant as you'd expect, but they've been clinical. They look sharp. They look drilled, if that's the right expression. And defensively as well, the easy thing is to take a play off.
So halftime score there, Toronto Wolfpack 36 lead the Batley Bulldogs 6 points. We're going to a break.
Toronto Wolfpack Rugby is presented in partnership with Air Transat. Vacation is calling. Maple Leaf Diamonds, true Canadian treasures. And Tech Savvy, 20 years of being different in a good way.
Randy? Ready to go? Yep. Thanking Jamie. Thanking Jamie. Yep, ready when you are. Thanks, Jamie Ashton, making your return to the team the last couple of games. What's it been like to be out on the turf, especially raising the shield last game?
Yeah, it's been great. The crowd's been unbelievable so far this year, and we're playing some good footy out here today, and but we just need to keep going for this next 40 minutes.
Rugby is such a rich history, and you have a rich history in it as well.
Yep.
Rugby Heritage Day today against Batley. What's it like to celebrate that here at the Den?
Yeah, it's great, and especially against a team like Batley. I think they've been around for well over 100 years, and it's very humbling to get the opportunity to play them.
Thanks so much, Ashton. Best of luck.
Just want to say a quick hello to my wife, Nicole, and my 4 kids. Dad loves you. See you in a bit.
See you in a bit. We'll see him in the next half as well. You guys will have to watch out. Let's send it back to Jamie now.
Welcome back to Toronto Wolfpack Rugby. At the Half is presented by Maple Leaf Diamonds, true Canadian treasures. And we're going to throw you down to Sam, who's got an interview with Captain Ashton Sims. Thank you, Sam.
Thanking Jamie. Yep, ready when you are. Thanks, Jamie Ashton, making your return to the team the last couple of games. What's it been like to be out on the turf, especially raising the shield last game?
Yeah, it's been great. The crowd's been unbelievable so far this year, and we're playing some good footy out here today, and but we just need to keep going for this next 40 minutes.
rugby has such a rich history, and you have a rich history in it as well.
Yep.
Rugby Heritage Day today against Batley. What's it like to celebrate that here at the Den?
Yeah, it's great, and especially against a team like Batley. I think they've been around for well over 100 years, and it's very humbling to get the opportunity to play them.
Thanks so much, Ashton. Best of luck.
Just want to say a quick hello to my wife, Nicole, and my 4 kids. Dad loves you. See you in a bit.
See you in a bit. We'll see him in the next half as well. You guys will have to watch out. Let's send it back to Jamie now.
Thank you, Sam. We're going to take a look at some of the Toronto Wolfpack first half tries. We got the first 4 tries here. And it was exciting play early in the game by the Toronto Wolfpack. Here's the first one with Blake Wallace in that left foot step, right?
He's gone straight past Dan Manning, hasn't he? And then he just opens his legs. Wow, I just love to see players of any description in full flight, but Blake Wallace particularly got to the corner, backed himself like you had to see. He had Rawstone on his inside. Farrell couldn't get anywhere near him. Then Hopkins offload unleashes Lussick and Sims, 2 front rowers, to Patterson in the backfield, and Worthington won't score an easier one. So great skills again. The money ball, as we said there, was Sam Hopkins. Is Lussick laying the line, taking 3 defenders. It's hard for this Batley team to number up when they're being pounded in the middle as well. And here's Briley, who picks out Chase Stanley one-on-one with Galbraith, and unfortunately just can't hold him, and Leake can't get across to help either. So there's the Chase Stanley, and there's Gaz O'Brien. There's O'Brien's break from the Wallace pass. Wallace on the inside. To me, to you play. And he's in here having a good day, Blake Wallace.
And Sam's down on the sideline now with Rich Whiting. Sam, take it away.
Thanks, Jamie, alongside Rich Whiting of the Toronto Wolfpack. Rich, yesterday, was a great day for you and the organization that you work with, and Love Me, Love My Face. Can you tell us a little bit about that fundraising that you're involved in?
I'm the chairman and co-founder of a UK-based charity specific to Treacher-Collins syndrome, which is a genetic condition that affects the face. But we also work with other children and people that have got facial disfigurement and conditions. Yesterday I met with a Toronto-based charity called About Face International. Had a really good chat with them, and we're hoping to kind of create a relationship moving forward between the 2 charities.
Speaking of creating a relationship with them, is there a hope that in Canada you guys can grow this brand internationally as well, and what that would look like?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Jono, who's our ambassador at the charity, he's actually spent a couple of weeks in Quebec City and Montreal recently meeting families. So the view now is to try and get him over across to Toronto at some point to liaise with About Face International and to try and create a working relationship with a charity that kind of helps both charities moving forward.
Playing on the Toronto Wolfpack has definitely given you a great platform as well to spread this.
Yeah, without a doubt. Jono, to be fair to him, is widely recognised as being the most, the most world recognised person with Treacher-Collins syndrome. So, as a charity, we kind of have that little bit of support as well, because if you mention his name in that kind of circle, people know him and they can relate to him, and a lot of people look up to him because he puts himself out there, and the work that he's doing to educate people with disfigurement, but also educate people without facial disfigurement about what it's like to live with a condition, and what it's like being bullied and things like that as he was growing up.
On July 28th, you're hoping to have some of the kids as well come out and walk out with the team. But where can people find out more about this organization?
We have a Facebook page, Love Me, Love My Face Foundation. We have a Twitter account and an Instagram account as well. So if people want to bob across to our social media accounts, we try to keep them updated as much as possible.
Rich, thanks so much for talking to us here today.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
We appreciate it. Thank you. We'll send it back to Jamie.
Thank you, Sam. Now we're going to take a look at Toronto Wolfpack's last few tries before the halftime break. Let's have a look at that footage.
Well, Bezic to Wallace, and this is the sky kick. Call it what you want. Thomason can't clean it up. Worthington out jumps in. Patterson, and there's the little 9-iron, the little grubber through, and Rawstone's got too much toe. Great score from Nick Rawstone. Back in the team today. Sidlow again laying the line. Bezic out to Wallace. Wallace having another crack at the line, and Bezic on his inside, and super play from Wallace, and great support play from Bob Bezic. He liked it. And here's the last one. Wallace again involved. Patterson with the big. I'm that close to the line. Why would I pass it? He gets the great claw arm out there and reaches out and finishes the play.
And the Toronto Wolfpack had an exciting week this week as they went on the TFX stock exchange. Sam will have more on that as she interviews the Toronto Wolfpack GM, Scott Lidbury. Take it away, Sam.
Thanks, Jamie. Alongside General Manager of the Toronto Wolfpack of Commercial, Scott Lidbury. Scott, a few days ago, TSX bell was rung by some of the Toronto Wolfpack employees and team. A little bit of international coverage for you guys. In your opinion, what does that do for the team?
Well, it was a great day. It was a great opportunity for us to open the Toronto stock market. We had Air Transat there, one of our major partners, Maple Leaf Diamonds is there, and that's just all part of what we want to do at the Wolfpack. We want to highlight not only the rugby side of our business, but the economic development that we think we can bring into Toronto and the GTA through not just our team, but also the visiting teams and all the fans they bring over. So all in all, it was a great day. Really honoured with the opportunity, and yeah, hope to be doing plenty more exciting things for the rest of the season and beyond.
Scott, the Toronto Wolfpack have had a lot of messages underlying in some of their games and some good themes and some good messages. Today you're wearing one. Can you explain the jersey?
Well, today is Rugby Heritage Day. We're playing the Batley Bulldogs, who are very storied clubs, one of the oldest clubs in rugby league. And what better way to honour a club such as that on Heritage Day? We're encouraging all fans to wear their jerseys, whether they're whatever form of rugby it is. This is actually a jersey that means a lot to myself and my family personally. This is a 1989 Balmain Tigers jersey. What is known as one of the great grand finals in Australian Rugby League. Unfortunately, it didn't work out well for the team's jersey that I'm wearing, but I'm already seeing around the ground some great jerseys from rugby across Europe, Canada, North America and Australia and further. So yeah, just a great initiative because at the end of the day, everyone's just coming together to celebrate rugby, whether it's the Wolfpack, who's only been in existence a couple of years, or teams like Batley that have been around more than 100 years. So we're all about celebrating the heritage of the game today, and then we'll have obviously some kids out here from their junior clubs playing at halftime. So really looking forward to that.
Speaking of heritage and being around in future years, is this a staple game that we can find on the schedule now and for the Toronto Wolfpack?
I think it is. It's just obviously we may have some different clubs next year if we're playing in Super League, but one of the things that Wolfpack's always trying to do is we realise we're a new team, we respect the heritage of the game, but obviously we're trying to open some new frontiers for the game as well. So it's important for us to, I think, pay tribute and respect to clubs like Batley and Swinton and these clubs that have been around so long. So today's a great opportunity. I'm sure we'll see a good game from a fired-up Batley, and of course the Wolfpack are fresh off winning the first place last week. So looking forward to today.
Scott, thank you so much. We appreciate your time.
Thanks, Sam.
We'll send it back to you, Jamie.
Thanks, Sam, and thanks, everyone. There will be more action after the break.
Toronto Wolfpack Rugby is presented in partnership with Air Transat. Vacation is calling. Maple Leaf Diamonds, true Canadian treasures. And Tech Savvy, 20 years of being different in a good way.
Well, welcome to the second half. Second half action is presented in partnership with Air Transat. Vacation is calling. Yeah. Coming out for the second half, and the Wolfpack ready for the second half. both teams, I think for the Wolfpack, they'll be looking to do more of the same. Jamie and Batley, they're going to get a foothold somewhere.
Yeah, that's right. I think Coach Rowley will be very happy with the discipline and the execution of the Wolfpack. And Batley will be hoping that they can have the same discipline and maybe a little bit more execution from themselves. Well, here we go with the first tackle.
That's a good first carry from Tomlinson. Ramped up, got out to the 20.
Here he goes at Harrison, is it? He's been busy.
Nice leak, I think. Oh, you're right.
Farrell.
Both wrong. It was Manning.
Farrell taking it out. Farrell on his haunches there. Looking a bit hurt. So we have number 44, Danny Morn. We spoke about him putting his boots back on after retiring from the game.
Welcome back, Danny. Rambani with the kick. Trying to find space. Hickson cleans it up.
And Hickson with a good carry. Out past the 30. Stanley goes wide. It's on to Rawsthorne in the middle of the field. It looks like Stanley's then playing closer to the ruck.
Yeah.
Have there been any changes that we're aware of? No, there he is. He's going back out.
No, he just goes in there and helps out. It's part and parcel of his job. Find ball centres. Worthington will get there at times. Stanley will get there at times. Help these big forwards out. Establish the field position. Wally's here going at the line again himself. Well handled this time. Good tackle from Davey.
We do have Ackers on for Beswick.
Yep. Oh, no, Beswick's in the back row, no. Ackers is on, certainly. There's a catch
Beswick's
from Farrell.
still out there. There he is. The two of them tackling together. Going in for another one. He's hooked the leg.
Good line speed. Good biff.
Batley struggling here, getting out just past the 10. Go Farrell with a good carry. And Barney, but just a lot of pressure from the Wolfpack defence.
Dixon with a good read, but it's all about intention. The team in white have decided to go forward defensively as well as with the ball, and then Brambani's under pressure, he can't find a kick. So they started in the set here, Nick Rawsthorne pretty much on his own 30-40 metre line. But that's a bit of great vigour there from Batley, more determination in the tackle.
Here goes Stanley, taking it up on the short side.
Again,
people want him.
Yeah, that's good though. That's intention from Batley. They decided to get a few numbers in.
Yes.
Leak jumped past Hickson, who ran straight past him at dummy half then now. Gal brace, so clearly a message from coach Diskin is get your bodies in, help each other out. That's the way you'll stop this mob.
Well taken there as a pass in front of Dixon, who had to dive to catch it. Sidlow now. Fifth tackle. Ackers out to Briley. Briley puts it to the air. Chase. Oh. Not sure what the call is.
The call is knock on, I think, from the last play handover. Jay Stanley going up, everybody knocking it back. Hickson going up, knocks it back. I don't know, he's head and feet to the Wolfpack here, so adjudicated that Batley must have knocked it forward.
It certainly looked like Hickson climbed higher and got his hand to the ball. That must have been ruled backwards, and then we had a knock on somewhere from Batley. Not the start they want to the second half.
Well, they didn't get that element of luck that they need, isn't it? You know, it's difficult. You don't get a chance for a committee meeting out there when those balls go up. Somebody has to do something, and you've got to try, and you've got to make the effort. And if in making the effort you knock it forward, then so be it.
Okay, Brian's got some sad news to share with our viewers.
Very sad news today from the UK. Unfortunately, whilst we're watching this build-up, Wallace to Nancy Krasniki, a rugby league player from Birkinshaw Blue Dogs, the Yorkshire Men's League at Healer. Maxwell Clinton Blakely, only 32 years old, has died on the field, and I'd just like to pass on the thoughts of both the Wolfpack and Batley Bulldogs and all of the crowd here. A very sad moment. Our thoughts are with them at this difficult time.
It's very sad news there. As we see Riley throw a long cut-out ball to Hickson. Hickson could have finished that off wonderfully in the corner. Beautiful pass by Briley. And Hickson has done it. Sensational try.
He gave somebody the big see you later, the big left-hand fend. I think it was it Scott that he just pushes off? Well, here's Hickson with the offload. So it's play on, all on. Briley looks up and thinks Hickson's got a chance here. And it is Scott that he puts him right on his mush. Poor Dave's great defender. And then Leake's trying to get across to stop the play. But once he's in the air, this fabulous rule has come into rugby league where even if you touch the flagpole on the way out, Jamie, you get the ball down in the field of play, and in goal particularly, they'll give you the try, so you can't go out if you're in the air. And he took to the air. He's given the old boom, the old 12-ouncer in the mush of Dave Scott. And he just, Leake can't get there to solve the problem because he's in the air. He's Hickson. Still a great deal of skill required. You've got to have a good grip on the ball to slam the ball down as well. So the long version of a good finish is what I'm saying.
Very good finish, and it's wonderful to see this rule come into play, come into effect. Yeah, like you said, a couple years ago, it was brought in. Now we're seeing some wingers score some fantastic tries, as we saw with Hickson.
I wouldn't ever describe him as a ballet dancer, but some of the moves are just aerial aerobatics, ballet-like. I'm going to get hammered for that, ballet players. I'm telling you, these boys take off and make some shapes in the air to get the ball down.
And here's Briley with the conversion attempt, taken over from O'Brien after his injury. It's looking online, just a miss there, just across the face.
Well, today it took Gaz O'Brien a couple of kicks to get his eye in, didn't it? He had an in-swinger and an out-swinger either side of each post. And I think Briley's had one of those each now. It should, if you get any more, it'll be all in. Here's his ball to Hickson. Now, here's what I'm talking about. Dave Scott gets the big hand off on his shoulder and then he takes off. He's in the air and he slams the ball down. He tried his best.
And he did well with the celebrations there. Oh, we've seen a drop ball from Patterson on his own goal line. This will be a head-on feed to Batley.
Well, I was saying in the first half, Batley's best plays with their kickoffs, and they're discussing that there. Patterson couldn't clean it up, so head and feed. Brethren and Morn, Danny Morn will be relieved. He wants an attacking scrum now. Man in there, Holland. See what they got to offer from a set play from the scrum. 12 players in theory out of the way as the ball goes in there. All lined up to the left, the Batley players, all 6 that are out of the scrum.
The referee's just asked them to refeed the scrum.
Not happy.
Here we go. Number 2 here. Oh, no,
not happy.
We're going to go for number 3.
Jack Buchanan didn't have his head in.
Is it 3 strikes and you're out?
No, I reckon he'll get his head in this time. It's out again. Brambani.
Good ball by Brambani. Great line, but he's offloaded to the wrong player.
Galbraith, was it?
It was a great line. He's given it away to the Wolfpack. So here we go. Good run here from Ackers. Straight up the middle. Batley get a couple of defenders in there, do the job.
Well, great tackle. I'll tell you what, Coach Diskins had a word. They're far more vigorous from Dane Mann in there. Forces the ball, hits underneath. Because they're more than vigorous in defence. They've stopped being victims. They're fighting on the floor. They're getting penalties.
Put a push and shove there between
Joel Farrell and Olsey Krasniki.
Here we go. They've taken a quick tap.
Danny Morn with a carry.
veteran. Joel Farrell, he's been in everything, hasn't he?
Yeah.
He likes to pass the ball before the line, but he's also got some good running game in him. We go to Galbraith. Taking off the mark. He gets a penalty though.
They're getting a bit of run here, the refs. Got whistle-a-thon. So he's given 3 on the bounce. Got to take this opportunity, Batley.
Here we go now. Farrell goes out the back. Legs. Brambani. Brambani takes it in. And he's dropped the ball there. What's the referee going to call?
He's going to give another penalty.
Another
penalty.
penalty.
That was stripped. I actually think it was.
There were certainly 3 in the tackle.
Going to have a word now. The ref has 3 penalties on the bounce, or is it 4 penalties on the bounce? So the referee said to Greg Worthington, who's the on-field captain in the absence of Ashton Sims, get a grip of your men, too many penalties.
And here we go, Manning. To Brambani, dummies to himself. Gives it back to Farrell. Farrell looking promising.
Footwork, wasn't it? Did look promising.
And another penalty. Somebody's going to go in the bin here soon.
And they're on a team warning. Our new viewers, the referee windmilling his arm there means you're on a team warning. The next penalty, somebody's going in the bin. So they've got to be ultra careful here. This Wolfpack team.
They want to keep their discipline. As we see Harvey looking, there's a gap there, and he's through. The outside defense just shot up, just giving him an inch, and he's taken it.
Well, that's on the back of a weight of pressure. Davies the guy that gets there. He'll also have a crack at the line, and he runs round Dixon. So the penalty, not alert enough on the line. They'll be disappointed with that, but full credit, Batley, well done, they're in. They've rolled their sleeves up. You know, they wear short sleeves, so metaphorically they've rolled their sleeves up. Davies sees an opportunity. Dixon's on the other side of the ruck. Ackers is there, needs to stop it. A bit of space outside him. I think he's going for that. Jay Stanley gets in front of the line, which opens up a hole for him. And he beats Dixon down, gets the ball out. So, all looking at potential people there on the short side. Davey doesn't find a play, and Dixon can't make the play. So he gets over. Good try, Batley.
And Davies provided some good service for Batley.
His game.
Even on the back of a forward pack that hasn't always gone forward, or at least got quick play the balls for him.
Well,
and
Isaac Farrell with another crack here on the back. I just think their vigor's been a whole lot better, Batley, in the second half.
Here we go, Farrell lining it up. Let's take a look.
Yep.
And it's good. Beautiful kick.
The kick is good.
So just reward, you would think there, Brian, for Batley's improved second half?
Just rewards for their attitude. I think in many respects they stopped being victims and were deciding to do. They're fighting in the play the ball, which is frustrating the Wolfpack. They're getting a bit more vigour in defence again, which is frustrating the Wolfpack. And they got a couple of results from it. They got the referee on side, so he's blowing the pay out of his whistle, giving them an opportunity as well. So it's important that the Wolfpack just get back to their basics. That's a great kick-off.
Big kick. There, and a big hit, big collision. Contact was great.
Dixon, who just fell over then, so there's an opportunity to run at him there.
Here's Ward, is it?
It's a smart play, yeah.
Losing his headgear. This is good running from Batley.
Yep.
And Barney, Manning, drop the ball there. And we just have a scrum there to Toronto Wolfpack. So we'll go down for an interview with Sam. Sam, who have you got with you?
Thank you guys. Today, the Toronto Wolfpack are celebrating the rich history on Heritage Day here today as they host the Batley Bulldogs. But on July 21st, next week, it is going to be our First Responders Night here at the Den, where they'll be honoring all first responders in the GTA as well as other places as well, be honoring and thanking and giving back to those who give the most to us. First responders can get into the game by showing their badge. I'll send it back to you guys.
Thank you, Sam. And we've got a penalty here after the scrum feed.
Well, just for our viewers in the UK, a first responder is a policeman, a fireman, a medic. Yeah, if I could find my badge from 15 years ago, I'd get it for nothing. I'll have to dig it out.
Here we go, Sidlow. Ackers to Wallace. Out to Buchanan. Goes to the centre of the field, and I think he's trying to offload, so it's play on here.
I tell you what, Batley, you've got to be thrilled if you're Matt Diskin, irrespective of the result, and they get a penalty because they're fighting.
And the Simbin, I believe, will come out.
Yeah.
Krasnicki is the offender, and after their team warning,
Yep.
he's the man to go. So
Yeah, penalty, first penalty for infringement for the what we saw it, and you can forget about that kind of thing because they've had a couple of penalties themselves. You don't know when it's on or off. I think it's a period of time. I can't remember the time. Anyway, it wasn't off clearly because Krasnicki's transgressed there, and he's gone to the bin. Irrespective of who it is, he'll feel badly done to. That's the first one I've been involved in. It doesn't matter. The team was on a team warning. That was the windmilling effect from the action from the referee, and so now they're going to have to defend their chalk with 12 men.
And with Batley seeming to have some renewed energy after halftime. So let's see how they go here. Some good leg drive, 3 defenders in there from the Wolfpack. On Day. Inside ball looking promising here for Batley. Here we go, Day with a second hit up.
Had a crack there, didn't he, Day?
Now they're going wide. Out to Brambani. Ward gets in front of him. He holds onto the ball.
Yeah, good D. Swallowed up by Ackers.
Here we go, Manning with the ball. Puts a little grubber in. Well cleaned up by Worthington, who looks to go around, but great defence. They could put him in. He's trying to offload it.
Tell you what, if he gets that down, it's a try.
I think this will be a try. What's the call going to be? The touch judge is standing back.
Touch is not giving it.
Looked like an attempted offload from Worthington.
Let's have a look. No try.
What's he got?
Action?
First knock on from Worthington.
Yeah.
Second one from
Must have touched a Batley player.
Batley, so we've got a goal line drop out.
Just that exemplifies whatever Matt Diskin said at half-time. This is it. Watch this. Worthington's trying to get out. Manning's up there. Leaks up there. Gets support from Brambani at the back there. And he's saying that Worthington, was he trying to offload? He dropped the ball, whatever it is. Anyway, they got the ball back and they're in attack.
Brambani taking the first hit up there. Out to Manning. Goes with a big stiff arm and an offload. Harrison, Farrell, Ward.
Nailed the stiff arm, didn't he?
Sidlow wouldn't have liked that.
Yep. Davey again. Trademark run out, done me half.
Sneakers it to Ward. Ward just puts it under his wing, takes the ball in. He's lost his headgear again.
Head keeps falling off. Oh, there's an opportunity here, trying to get it right. Here's Tomlinson, big boy. If he ramps up, watch out. So he's going to go at the middle. He's going to go at Buchanan. Bumps Ackers off. Buchanan cleans him up with Sidlow. Last tackle.
Fifth tackle here. They look like they're running the ball. Well taken by Stanley. He's taking a catch in the slips there.
Great kick. Well, he was in the gully, I think, not the slips. So he's caught the ball clean. Brambani's found him clean as he possibly could.
Sidlow with the offload. Risky pass there, but it's gone to hand. Patterson with a bit of space. So I'm sure Coach Rowley will just be wanting the Wolfpack just to settle things down, get back into their groove.
Yeah, they haven't had the ball for a while, have they? And that's on the back of what Batley are doing. full credit to them.
Rawstorm now. He goes out to Briley, steps off his righty, straight through. Briley, good ball. Dixon tackled just as he was about to catch the ball. I think it was clean.
Let's play on.
And now Batley have the ball. They've got
the free play.
Free play
trying
here.
to release Scott, so they'll go back for the head and feed to Batley at the scrum. Once again, just for our new viewers, when the ball is an error from there, Briley was trying to get Dixon into the clear. He knocked it on, so that's a free play for the Batley, so they can do anything they want within the rules, of course. And if it doesn't come off on that particular play, it goes back to the scrum. So here's the break from Briley. Can't quite find Gareth it in, Andrew Dixon. Malone thinks he's got the ball, so that's Leak that cleans it up. So it's play on from there on in. And Bretherton here, I think, comes up with a cheeky chip kick. Have you got to try saying that? Cheeky chip kick. There you go. Got it right.
And I'm sure he doesn't get the opportunity to kick the ball too often, so he took his chance when he had it.
Yeah. Dangerous side now for a head coach. One of your big blokes is chip kicking. But free play. The game has changed for the better.
So the Wolfpack still down to 12 men. Batley will fancy their chances of...
A tough player, isn't he, Leak? Just keeps going. And
good meters there by Manning. Good offload.
Good offload. David.
Tomlinson. Good offload by Tomlinson. They're really playing with the footy now. Little juggle there by Harrison, and it's caused a fumble. Great
couldn't
tackle
bring it
there.
in, could he? He just couldn't bring it in.
And now the impact on Ackers, just as you thought he had it. Ackers gets under the rib cage, puts a good shot on, and it just jogs the ball free.
Head and feed to the Wolfpack on just about the halfway line. Still down to 12 men, remember. So only 5 in the scrum for them here.
Here's Patterson taking a hit up. They really just want to complete their set here.
Yeah.
And they've got a penalty now, so they'll be in attacking territory.
Farrell penalised there for hanging on too long. Patterson trying to get up to play the ball.
Wallace to Sidlow. They got 4 players in to take him down. Ackers, Buchanan, and we've got a forward pass.
Yeah, Touchy called that. Back the player stream forward. Touchy agreed. Play 2. That's disappointing. Batley get a bit of relief again. But you get what you deserve, and if you show that amount of energy and vigour that they have been doing Batley, they'll start getting calls. Because the referee generally goes with the most aggressive and positive team.
We've got the scrum feed here to Batley. Chris Nicky must be close to coming back on, is he? Maybe a couple more minutes until the Wolfpack are back to 13. So this could be Batley's last opportunity against a 12-person lineup.
They've got a couple of minutes yet. They might get a couple of goals in.
And we've got an offload backwards, so it's play on. Some big defence there from the Wolfpack. Driving the Batley player backwards. Stevie. Oh, Manning. Manning with the offload. And another offload. For a basketball-like pass. Farrell has dropped the ball here, though. Great hit by Patterson. Patterson had enough with all that offloading.
Well, a little bit of their own medicine. Batley got a chance to arm if they've got something from the game already, in my mind, in the way they turned around their fortunes at the beginning of the second half. But a little bit of their own medicine, shoulders into the ribs, and if you're going to play offload footy and you give your ribs a bit of an exposure, well, you're going to get them creased and tickled in the right way, of course.
Here's Worthington. 3 players on him, holding onto his legs. Making sure he can't go further forward. Ackers to Buchanan, they don't get it wrong this time. Riley telling them to go left. Wallace has the ball. Nice ball, Beswick. Still out there in the loose forward position, it looks like. Sidlow catches it flat-footed. Not much happening there. Ackers dummy and go. He could be over himself. Looks like he is. And the referee points to the spot.
Yep, pick their pocket. There's the big outrageous dummy, I think. He might have just picked it up and ran. Didn't see the replay, but all our good nines are looking for any opportunity there. You've got to be alert, you've got to be on the ball. Isaac Farrell stood up there on the line. Well, he's going to go at your legs, he's going to go at your midriff, and you've got to be low, you've got to drive up. Watch this, straight underneath, and it's too high. Goes on the inside of Ward, gets the ball down. So, bit of technique stuff for Coach Diskin in the middle of the week in relation to goal line day, but he's strong, he's fast. Any sniff of a gap, he's going to take it.
Yeah, certainly Ackers there taking his opportunity. There wasn't much space, but he just did the job, as you said. Defense was just too high. Ackers really burrowing underneath. I don't think his dummy was really required. It was just the speed and the strength.
Yep, you bang on. Well, he's had a couple of cracks. This one should go straight through the middle. In-swinger and out-swinger.
Little easier assignment to this one. He's nailed it, no problems, and it's not quite made it onto the street there.
Oh, there's Ackers, off he goes. You're right, there was a dummy. He's still low, he got lower than Farrell. You're going to go for that kind of tackle, Isaac. You've got to wrap the ball up as well and make sure he doesn't get it down, but he's just too strong.
So it takes the score now to Toronto 46, leading the Batley Bulldogs 12. Here we are with the kickoff. Lussick charges in.
Well, he's been off of the field for a while, hasn't he? Lussick, and Sims is back out there, so a double change. There's a treble change, and we're seeing Hopkins as well. Yep, there he comes out the back.
Here we go. Krasnicki back on the field. Oh, sorry, is it Hopkins?
So
Hopkins,
the change
sorry.
has been there. Krasnicki paying the price. That's a great kick. Is that a 40-20?
It could have been a 40-20.
40-20, play on.
Beautiful.
Quick tap required here. Batley got a charge back. Great kick. Play on. Hackers, go the line. Pass, find a pass.
He's going to dummy again,
There
and he
you go.
could be over.
Ah, great.
Oh, did he reach out?
He got it down.
He got it down.
He got it down.
Wow. He had a little bit further to go, but it was similar result to the last one, Brian.
Yeah, I'm just, for our new viewers in North America, Toronto, the kick is the key. That's the money ball. So I think it was Briley that walloped it from inside his own 40-metre area. Boom goes the kick, so it's a free tap. As soon as you get there and you're all structured up, you can go. Batley were fractured. Ackers could have picked a number of holes there. He picks one. You think they've recovered Batley. You think they've managed to save it. Ackers has tapped it. He's gone. He's gone. He's saying, well, I need to go here. I need to go here. Nobody's with me. He takes the decision. Gets there. Gets to the ground. That's the try. Plonks it down.
It was great strength at the end there by Ackers, wasn't it? Looked like they had stopped his progress, and he just held them off with his left arm and managed to slot it down.
The kick was the key, though, Jamie. The kick was the key. It'd be nice to see that in the build-up to the try, because it means play on as soon as you can get there and everybody's on side. Batley it's up to them to regroup. The kick from Briley was outstanding for me.
It was a big 40-22. It ended up inside or around about the 10-meter mark.
Yep.
Huge kick. Briley to add the extras there. Another 2 points.
Let's have a look at the money ball. There you go. Bang. It's still going, and it's still going, and it's still going, and you're quite right. That's pretty much in the 40-10, isn't it? With the same result, it's a 40-20.
I was just having a look. He even kicked it from the 30.
Yeah.
It was a 30-10. Whopper of a kick. Go another kickoff. Deep kickoff. Wallace to Lussick. Lussick. Driving him back.
Batley.
Good defense, Batley. Sims charging it up. He's been off for a while too. Fresh legs there. Ackers with a nice start.
Certainly sped the ruck up round there, hasn't he? Because he's Rawstone, another quick fella. Good carry from the outside back, sharing the workout. Quick play of the ball. Neil Hopkins fresh from the bench. Not a bad exit set. So getting out of their own half, and then Briley again now with a
high to Briley. And they've taken it well. Stanley with the offload. Briley support it. Briley will go under the sticks.
Brilliant.
Chase Stanley.
Well, great finish from Ryan Briley on the back of another great. Here's the text-heavy move of the game. You got to see it, you got to believe it, because it's happened. Straight from the kick-off, the kick upstairs. Stanley comes up, frees his arms, gets the offload. The blow that kicked the ball, backing up his own kick. Stanley is the magician, if you like. He's the one that's produced the goods, flopped the ball out the back, dumped it off, as a friend of mine would say. So that's the tech-savvy move of the game.
Ashton Sims was begging for the ball from Briley there. Briley just puts out his right foot step. There's no chance of him passing to Sims.
Yeah, good luck with that, Ashton. Oh, nice dance.
The Wolfpack supporter there. Getting the jigs on. Briley will appreciate scoring. Putting the ball under the dot. Making his kick nice and easy. Bang it over and out to the street. Is it going to hit the bus? The tram going past, the tram. So as you spoke about earlier, Brian, it's hit the tram.
Yeah, we approached the rugby league earlier in the week, saying if we get anybody that can hit the tram, do we get an extra point? They haven't come back to me on that one.
Here we go with Chase Stanley on the replay. Great offload. Riley, look, Sims begging for it on the inside there. He wasn't even the closest to it. Lussick was there. Look at him with his arms out, Sims.
The big front rowers are thinking we've got a gimme here, but Stanley's the money ball there. Gets up, catches the ball. Ryan Briley's on the fly. Oh, recovered for short kickoff. Well done, Batley.
Manning, great ball. Out to Ward. They've got some numbers here. Good ball. That's Galbraith, is it? Galbraith looking promising here for Batley. There's a great short kickoff that they retrieved as we were watching the replay.
Yeah, it was. He
Go with Day.
Up, has he? Day's packed into the line every opportunity.
Tough as nails, isn't he? Here we go now, Ward again. Ward running it in. The headgear comes off again, and we have another penalty.
Oh.
And he's not happy throwing the ball.
the referee adjudicated that somebody ripped his hat off. And, clearly that is a penalty. A bit of push and shove. Yeah, referee seeing the funny side of it.
Maybe he needs to do the Velcro up under his chin there, Brian. It's come off a fair few times.
Yeah.
Or is it that it just can't fit over the top over his mane there? He's got a good head of hair, doesn't he?
Yeah. Hair product people would like him to show it off, I'm sure. But he wants to keep it under a guard. Penalty to Batley. 6 players on the Wolfpack line. Brambani, inside
Set
play to
here.
Farrell. Step in and jink in and slam to the floor.
Goes Ward again with the offload. Morn.
Done him on the vet.
Leaks, good short ball. Day, he just crashes that ball hard.
His game, isn't he? Good tackle though, you have to say.
Right foot
Leak
step,
again.
not much happening for him. Short ball, Ward's got to crash
That's a
over,
try.
close to the line. Oh, nice short ball there. They thought it was going out the back, and Ward just does a little pirouette, backs into the try line and gets over.
Well, that's 2 they've caught close to the line. It's disappointing for the Wolfpack, but he hit and spun. He still had to be scored because he got white jumpers in front of him. Watch this. He gets his right shoulder there. Hopkins gets in front of the play, so he can't help. Lusick on the inside, Attackers on the inside. Watch this. So hit, spins. Sam Hopkins needs to do better there.
Hopkins probably just overread the play, didn't he? Thought it was going out the back, rushed up a little bit too fast and just left the hole there.
Of him. Anyhow, great play there. And again, well done the Batley Bulldogs.
So they're almost going point for point here with the Wolfpack in the second half. Not too much in it. As we have the kick here. Successful. So well done to Batley.
Well, he's in great shape to do this, Michael Ward. Boom, straight over. Hole created there. Does that regularly. This team does that regularly. They also have a crack on the line. A bit disappointed with that, the Wolfpack. Full credit to this Batley team in this second half.
So 58-18, Swarslong kicks off a big kickoff. And some tough defense there by Sims.
And Lusick, Harrison.
Getting the
That's a
knees in
penalty.
though, he's cost him a penalty. And now there's a bit of push and shove. They want to keep their discipline here, the Wolfpack. Not sure what's going on here.
Well, they get the penalty Batley. A little bit of shoving and toing and throwing and a couple of people on it. It's actually much ado about nothing other than verbally threatening each other. So get them apart, officials. Time off. Talk to the captains. It's not you anymore, Greg. It's Ashton Sims because he's back on the field. Don Brambani, go away.
Sims was in the middle of it too. Slowly walking back now.
So I think they're discussing who's going to the bin, maybe.
Yeah, could be an interesting call here.
Right. Captains, got that bit right. Let's see what happens next. There's Don Brambani, and it should be Ashton Sims because he's back on the field. Oh, not showing us. That's Daniel Harrison who's involved in the play initially. Right, here we go. This is what we want to see. Explaining himself. It's been a well-tempered game. Stop it, the pair of you. Yep, there you go. Captains agree. Referees agree. Penalty to Batley. Time off. Game on. Everybody calm down. Took a minute to do it. Play on.
So let's have a look at the Wolfpack defensive line here. Some good contact.
Good carry, good contact. Tough kid there, Manning. Oh,
some better contact here.
Yep.
Lussick and co.
Lussick and Hopkins.
Hopkins. Harrison, was it?
Yep. Oh, no quarter given, none asked either. Good stuff from both teams.
Tommy Holland.
Ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you for coming out
Good
this
work from
afternoon.
Davey.
The official attendance this afternoon is 6,088. On behalf of the Toronto Wolfpack, we
And
thank
Barney
you all.
steps off his right, gets an offload, look to go forward.
Yeah, it was. Tried there.
Right idea. He had a lot of kick pressure, so he had to step on the inside. And his offload just floated forward there. So inside, 5 minutes to go. Patterson takes the ball up. Tackle one for the Wolfpack. And we've got a penalty there. Taken over the sideline. But he's dragged into the touch after he is tackled. Wolfpack will start the set on halfway. Hackers to Lussick. Good carry. Wallace. Batley footstep, beats one. Down the short side. Not much room there. Worthington has to cut in. Going forward now. Sims with a short ball. Hopkins. Fifth tackle now. So he's going to Wallace with a bit of pressure on him. Beats one. Beats another. Wallace. That hot knife. The butter is melting.
Well, the nicest thing I can say about that is I'm not sure many people could defend that. He's gone off both feet. Seen the opportunity, defending for their life, Batley. Watch this. 1, 2, left jab, right jab. Poor Danny Mon. At that point, he wishes he hadn't come out of retirement. There you go, off the right. Manning can't handle him. Danny Mon certainly can't handle him. Too strong or too quick from that range. Bump, bump.
Playing with such confidence at the moment, isn't he? He's been on the score sheet a lot recently, and it's almost like as soon as he got that ball, he knew he was going to score.
You're right. Belief in himself and what he can do is good. I think he's played well for the team today as well. Kicked well.
Riley will be loving these kicks in front of the post. They had the extras. See what he can hit once it goes through the post, if the camera stays with it. This is what the crowd's all giggling, excited about, excited to see. What's he going for? Yes, he's hit the light, off the light into a car. They must get a shock out there, and the crowd applauds the result. 2 points to the Wolfpack, 64. Plays the Batley Bulldogs 18. Inside the last couple of minutes now. If you're the Batley players, do you do the short kickoff?
Yeah, why not? They got a result last time. But they're not. They're going long. There you go. You go long, back yourself to defend the play.
Wallace to Lussick. Lussick crashing it in.
I'll tell you what.
4 Batley Bulldogs players on him, driving him back.
4 and 5. Good test this. Any more flying off the line, straight into Sims. Tackle, Danny.
Second half has certainly been a lot better effort by Batley. Their line speed's been strong, tackled in numbers as you said, and another error here.
Lock on.
Just not taking a backward step, are they? Up in the middle of the field at least. Batley have a scrum feed. Players are all friendly, having a laugh now.
Yeah.
The game's down to the last minute.
Do you know what? They just stop being victims, Batley. And then when a rugby league team does that, you get results. They haven't come away with the results, and I think Toronto have been very strong as well at times in the second half. But they got the results on the back of carrying the ball harder and bending their backs when the white team had the ball. Like this, Tom, they all look like different players, and they get different results.
Tomlinson there looking for the offload. Trying to milk a penalty, not given by the ref. Early kick there, nice kick. Farrell puts it on a toe.
He should have bent his back and picked it up. Oh,
not too
what
used to this.
Great play from Batley. Play 2, surprise kick. Nibbles, it was a great kick. He should have bent his back and picked it up. He scored.
Now they've been watching some of the World Cup, haven't they?
And a knock on again from the Wolfpack.
Yeah. Yeah, we've got a scrum feed here to Batley. Knock on by the Wolfpack. After a great wee kick from Brambani. Early in the tackle count.
Was a good kick. Surprise tactic, surprise play.
Here we go, Brambani. Out here, Tomlinson with the ball. There's the full-time hooter. Is he going to try and do anything? He does. He dumps it on the ground.
Oh, here's a foot race now.
I think he could regret
another foot race. Is Patterson going to get there? He's going to get there. No, Batley going to. Oh, what an exciting end. Fantastic second half. Oh, well done, Dave Manning. He's gone all the way back there. That's what it means.
It was a race off the heavyweights, wasn't it? Manning versus Big Patterson. And let's go back to the first half for the Maple Leaf Diamonds hit of the game. Oh. Here we have Lussick actually carrying the ball forward. It was the impact from his, well, actually his noggin there, wasn't it?
It's a hit. And it's Jason Crooks, I don't think we featured in the rest of the game. Perfectly legitimate all of this, but the carry is strong. He got his head in the wrong spot. A clash of Swedes, melons, pumpkins, call them what you want. That's the Maple Leaf Diamonds hit of the game.
And let's take a break now. We'll be back with some post-game action after the break.
Toronto Wolfpack Rugby is presented in partnership with Air Transat. Vacation is calling. Maple Leaf Diamonds, true Canadian treasures. And Tech Savvy, 20 years of being different in a good way.
Thank you guys so much. Alongside Ryan Browerlee of the Toronto Wolfpack. Ryan, a try, 4 conversions. What did you think of the game overall today?
Yeah, we started off really well. Just stuck to completing high and drowning in them in the deep end as such, but that second half wasn't good enough. We know we're on, obviously going to face tougher tests at the end of the year, so that second half is unacceptable from us. We had a lack of concentration in certain areas, and we understand that won't be good enough. So listen, we're pleased with the win. It's obviously it's a great day for the fans to come out and support us with the Heritage Day. The club have been fantastic in setting that up and marketing it the right way. So yeah, it's a good day, but I'm sure the boss will have some words for us.
Speaking of moving forward and future challenges as well, what do you think you guys can take from this momentum here today and apply in future games? Hopefully come out with a couple more wins before the season's over?
Yeah, there's certain things we're doing really well. Our contact's really good in times, but just little concentration things like I said, losing the ball and stuff. It's unfortunate that them errors are going to put a sour taste in people's mouths, but again, we're always learning, we're always looking to get better, so we understand where we're at, we're not getting carried away with ourselves, and there's a lot of hard work to be done.
Lastly, Ryan, who are you celebrating today on Heritage Day, other than the Toronto Wolfpack?
Who am I celebrating?
Twist question.
I'm going to have to say a soccer team, Preston North End back home. I know my uncle's watching back home, so he'll be happy with me.
Thanks so much, Ryan. Appreciate the time.
Cheers, guys. Thank you.
We'll send it back up to you, Jamie.
Thanks, Sam. And now we have the post-game show is presented by Tech Savvy. A fair price for internet isn't science fiction, it's Tech Savvy. And now for our man of the match, none other than Blake Wallace.
Boy, he's done some good things, hasn't he? Look at that. I would have dreamed of running that quick.
That's
Great play.
Air Transat man of the match there. He was man of the match last time I was here in the commentary box, and he gets it again. That left foot step, so dangerous. Good pace too shown there.
Well, it shows
there we go.
It was left and right, so take your pick. Confident player, good player. So there's your Air Transat man of the match, Blake Wallace. There's his partner today, Ryan Browerlee, walking off the field. He's played his part today. I thought he kicked well. I thought he came into the line well. He's complemented each other really well. And but yeah, he nailed it. Did Ryan Browerlee. A couple of things in that second half that'll be just niggling away. A man should niggle away at this team. Bearing in mind they're clearly in the middle eights and getting ready for that.
And we're going to go downstairs with Sam, who's got Matt Diskin, the Batley coach, with her. Take it away, Sam.
Thank you so much, guys. Matt, let's talk about this game and your thoughts overall.
Obviously, we're very disappointed to be on the back of a loss like that. We know we're going to be tough coming over here with the numbers we had in the squad. To lose Jason Crook so early in the game didn't help things as well. And we played the game a little bit dumb at times. If you're going to make that many errors, give that many penalties away against a team that's got so many quality individuals, they're going to punish you for it, and that's what they did the whole game.
Again, Matt, we appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
No problem. Thank you.
Back up to you guys.
Yeah, I get his frustration about the first half and penalties, but I think what he takes away, if he looks at this game, that second half they had a dig, and their energy was a whole lot better, and they did a lot of things which frustrated the Wolfpack because they were getting everything their own way. So if I'm Coach Diskin, the blokes that went out there stopped being victims in the second half. Is that the right expression?
Yeah, I think so. They definitely came with a different attitude in the second half, and they really put some pressure on the Toronto Wolfpack. Upcoming games we have next week, July 21st, Rochdale Hornets take on the Wolfpack. And then the last game of the regular season, we have Toronto Wolfpack taking on the Featherstone Rovers. We're up near the top of the table there. That'll be a challenging game and something that they'll be looking forward to just prior to the Super 8s there, Brian.
Yeah, well, they're going to have to come up and aim up Featherstone because they probably need a win that game. They'll probably need a win to get into the 4 if they want to play in the mix, and so that's a huge one. And next week's is huge. They had a huge crack at the Lee Centurions today of the Rochdale. They just got beaten. I think it was 54-38 earlier in the afternoon. So they've had a dig, and you take anybody lightly in this game and it embarrasses you. And I think those blokes can get on the plane back to the UK with certainly a couple of their stripes back on their sleeves after that second half.
And Brian, Coach, actually, Brian, that's all we've got time for tonight. So thank you for watching and have a good evening.